Are you considering a move to the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area that we call the Triangle? Then you're going to want to stick around for today's video and perhaps return for my new series, Getting to Know the Triangle. So let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome back. I'm Christina Morris, the realtor in your corner. I'm affiliated with RE/MAX United in the great state of North Carolina, and I post these videos each Friday helping folks that are interested in relocating to the Triangle area. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified each time I make a new video. When my small family relocated to the Triangle area almost 26 years ago, we had no idea what we're doing. We had never been here before. I had been born in Charlotte, but I hadn't been there since I was a child. I'd never been to Raleigh, and my husband had never been to North Carolina at all. We'd heard of Raleigh and especially of the town of Cary from some family in a neighboring state who referred to it as a really great up-and-coming suburb for young professionals, those raising a family, and really just about anyone because it was a very safe community with a strong economy and great job prospects. My husband had been recruited by a company headquartered in Cary, so next we needed housing. Coming here from a short stint in Chicagoland, we mistakenly thought we were going to be able to buy a big mansion. Little did we know that the cost of housing here wasn't quite that different from Chicago. What we also didn't know was how far one area was from the next and what to expect in terms of drive times and traffic. Was it better to live near jobs in Cary or commute from an area that might be less expensive? While we were excited to move back to a warmer climate since we're originally from Texas and get closer to family, we were understandably overwhelmed at choosing the right area and region of the Triangle that we decided to rent for a year first to acclimate to the area. While I would certainly go this route again, this is not always feasible for other newcomers to our area, especially right now. It may make sense to rent if you don't have enough time to find a house to purchase, but waiting might mean that you'll certainly have to pay more for homes here are appreciating at an unprecedented pace. Rent or buy, you still need to learn about and get to know the area. Which leads me to the reason for this summer YouTube series on getting to know the Triangle. Today's video will focus on a high overview of the Triangle. Then each week I'll pick a different community or region to focus on, hoping this series will help someone who, like my husband and I, had to relocate without much information on the area and not knowing anyone here. Depending on how familiar you are with the area, you may already know that the Triangle refers to the three major cities that make up the greater metro area: Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. To others, it might mean the three major Tier 1 research universities of NC State, Duke, and UNC Chapel Hill. I don't consider this area to be really political, but there are definitely lines drawn between the fans of these three universities, which often divides families. It's all in fun, but it is a real thing here. Research Triangle Park is that 7,000-acre business park home to hundreds of science and technology firms, government agencies, academic institutions, and startups. It's positioned right in the middle of the Triangle and positioned to attract that highly educated talent produced by those three big universities. Locally, we call it RTP. It also attracts some of the best and most well-known tech and biotech firms to the area. Now that we've established why we call this the Triangle and those three major cities, let's talk a little bit about the counties that make up the Triangle and the surrounding area. The three main counties are Wake County, Durham County, and Orange County. Wake County is the most populous and probably the most well-known. The surrounding counties that make up the greater Triangle region, starting to the north of Wake in Franklin County, Johnston County to the southeast, and you'll find Harnett to the south and Chatham County to the southwest. Granville County and Person County are the two counties further north of Durham County. Within Wake County, you'll find the popular and well-known town of Cary, as well as those popular suburbs to the south: Morrisville, Apex, Holly Springs, Fuquay-Varina, and Garner. To the west of Raleigh in Wake County are the up-and-coming towns of Knightdale, Wendell, and Zebulon. To the north is that wonderful town of Wake Forest and its nearby neighbor, Rollsville. Raleigh proper has many suburban neighborhoods, including North Raleigh, that is unofficially its own town. Here in the center of Raleigh, this area is known as Inside the Beltline, or if you're local, just ITB. Johnston County has become very popular for its availability of new construction at more affordable prices. Yet commuting into Raleigh has its own set of challenges if you do indeed need to commute. Otherwise, it's one of the fastest growing outlying counties, with Clayton being the largest city. Durham County is made up mostly of Durham and a few unincorporated communities that sits just next to Orange County, made up of Chapel Hill, Carborough, and Hillsborough. To the south of Orange County is arguably the most up and coming Chatham County, which I speak of often on this channel regarding the town of Pittsboro and the new Chatham Park massive master plan development. The town of Sanford in Lee County, not in close proximity to the triangle, but it certainly deserves a mention. It's also getting a lot of traction from job creation and residential development. I might go ahead and make this part of the series since there is a lot of development that might be of importance to those relocating here for jobs in Sanford or at the new megasite between Sanford and Apex. Let's talk briefly about commuting and getting around the triangle. The major thoroughfares in and around the metro area are Interstate 40 that runs east and west through the triangle from Johnston County through Wake and into Durham and Orange County. I-440, sometimes called the Beltline, is the inner loop which encircles the inner part of Raleigh, and that's what we locally call inside the Beltline, or as I mentioned before, simply ITB. The outer loop, 540, will eventually form a complete loop around Wake County. Currently, 540 runs from Knightdale on the east side of Raleigh all the way around to Morrisville on the west. I-540 from Morrisville at NC 54 to Holly Springs at NC 55 is a toll road. Construction is underway to complete the 540 tollway from NC 55 and Holly Springs to I-40 and the US 70 Clayton bypass. Other major roads that connect the suburban areas are US 64 running east and west, US 1 running northeast to southwest, and 15501 running north and south, as well as US 401 that runs mostly north and south. I-85 is coming in from the Greensboro area and passes through Durham County and on up to Virginia. To give you some perspective, using US 1 from Sanford to Wake Forest is a little over 60 miles. US 64 from Pittsboro to Zebulon, about 54 miles. From Fuquay-Varina to Rollsville, about 35 miles. And US 15501 from Pittsboro to Durham is about 28 miles. I'm only speaking in miles here because depending on the time of day, the actual drive times will vary greatly. I'll go into deeper detail on commute times when I cover each individual community in terms of distance to employment centers, schools, and other community amenities. You'll find the RDU International Airport really convenient right in between Raleigh and Durham near the intersection of 40 and 540. In North Carolina, we have a county school system. Each county that makes up the triangle has its own school system. The only exception is Chapel Hill and Carrboro, which have their own city school system. Those outside the city limits of Chapel Hill and Carrboro will attend Orange County schools. Overall, the consensus is that Wake County and Chapel Hill Carrboro schools have a great reputation for having excellent schools. However, the surrounding counties of Chatham and Johnston County are becoming more competitive as growth explodes in those areas. I certainly always encourage parents of school-age children to research schools based on your own particular needs. Let's talk about community amenities, shopping, dining, and entertainment. As far as big entertainment venues, we enjoy some great local college sports, including the Durham Bulls, a minor league team and AAA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays, and our own Carolina Hurricanes hockey team that plays in Raleigh. The area enjoys both small and large music entertainment venues, including the PNC Arena, Red Hat Amphitheater in downtown Raleigh, and the Walnut Creek Amphitheater on the west side of Raleigh, or the Cocoa Booth Amphitheater in Cary, among many others. There are a few malls and lots of large shopping centers in and around the communities in the area with both large chain stores and unique boutique shopping. The largest traditional malls are Crabtree Valley Mall in Raleigh and the Streets at South Point in Durham. As for dining, because of the diverse and growing mix of people and cultures from all over the globe, we are spoiled with some really tasty and diverse restaurant choices. From Asian to Mexican to Southern to Indian and Italian and everything in between. Museums are plentiful in the Triangle, starting with the Museum of Life and Science in Durham and its incredible Butterfly House. In Raleigh, you'll find several museums in the downtown area, including the Museums of History and Natural Science. You'll also find the Museum of Art and the Marbles Kids Museum. And a trip to Durham will not be complete without seeing a performance at the Durham Performing Arts Center, which we affectionately call DPAC. In Raleigh, your Broadway connection is the NC Theater. In Raleigh, you'll also find the North Carolina Symphony, North Carolina Ballet, and the North Carolina Opera. And last but not least, let's talk about recreation. This area is ripe for great outdoor recreation because our climate is mild most of the year, with the coldest months being January and February, and the hottest, of course, being July and August. We have an abundance of golf courses, tennis and pickleball courts, places to paddle, ride your bike, and play organized sports. There are several local lakes, including Falls Lake, Carr Lake, Harris Lake, and one I've mentioned many times, Lake Jordan in Wake and Chatham County. There are miles and miles of greenways managed by towns, counties, and the state as well. You'll find the American Tobacco Trail, the Appalachian Trail, and the Mountains to Sea Trail. Which brings me to how close the triangle is to the mountains and the sea. For most areas of the triangle, you can reach the beach in 2 to 3 hours. Even getting to the far outer banks is less than 4 hours. The mountains is an easy drive, about 3 to 4 hours, to places like Boone, North Carolina, or my favorite, Asheville. I hope you'll tune back in for my deeper dive into the wonderful communities that make up the triangle. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or have anything specific you would like to know about the towns and areas of the triangle. Until next time, I'm Christina Morris, the realtor in your corner. Hope everyone goes out and has a great day.